That's the key to the whole thing, is getting it out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Versus just bottling it up.
Right, because bottling it up is then when it all explodes, and then it's an even worse thing. Because if you bottle it up for too long, then it's all going to explode at the wrong time, most likely, and then it's going to be even worse than if you just told in the first place.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. Okay, guys, welcome back. We still have Miss Crissy in the studio here.
Hi.
Hunter's in the background doing some coloring and soaking up everything that's being said, of course. But so, Crissy, you did cross country last year. Next year, what are you moving into for sports?
Into the golf team with my older sisters.
Well, and you're finishing this year playing what?
Oh, I'm going to do tennis in the spring.
Tennis, and then move to golf.
Yeah.
And we like golf, don't we?
Sports.
Yes, we like golf.
Do you have any idea? I don't know if you knew this, but do you know that I always take an extra pair of socks when I play golf? Did you know that?
No?
Yeah. Do you know why?
Why?
Just in case I get a hole in one.
Oh. A hole in one?
A hole in one sock. A hole in one.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you believe him, Lou?
He actually did tell the twins to wear double socks if they need to. So.
You thought I was being serious.
Yeah.
Lou,
Totally set you
Lou,
up for that one.
We can't take
You got to remember, we're on a podcast here. There's going to be some dad jokes come out.
I know.
So you gotta
It would be good
ready.
if we could skip them periodically, but he brings them out of nowhere. So
Hey, Crissy, what did the shovel say to the sand?
What?
I really dig you.
That's funny.
All right, last question. So, do you, Mom says a lot of times that she doesn't think that I'm funny. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Now, do you notice her laughing while she's doing that?
Yeah, every time she laughs. And then once one of my sisters was telling Drews that he's funny, even though we don't always say he's funny. Then Dad's like, we must be hilarious then.
I agree. We are hilarious.
Yes.
Right, honey?
yeah.
How come you never bring any mom jokes to the table?
That's a good question.
It is a
We'll
good
get to
question.
it on the next one.
The next episode is
Yeah.
going to be mom jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, man, everybody's going to be ready for that one.
Yeah. You know
Okay.
me.
All right,
let's keep chatting with Lou here. All right, Big Lou.
Yeah, so I have when you listen to some of these podcasts, is there anything, and I know you're not prepared for this question, but you think on your feet really well. Is there anything that has come up in your mind where you are almost like, you know what, here I am at the age that you are, which is
13.
and a teenager now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd like to be able to communicate some things to people your age or a little younger. Do you ever have any thoughts like that?
Well, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'll listen to the podcast. I'm like, how can I teach kids how to apply what their parents are trying to teach them? Because a lot of times, like, I know that my parents are still learning a ton of new stuff. And as kids, sometimes we're like, I don't want to do the new way because we're so used to the old. I don't want to change. I mean, even as kids, it's hard. But how can us kids be most effective and most willing to receive the new way of doing things? Like, I know that having a lot of openness is a big thing because, like, when we're open with our parents are open with us, there's no barriers, no boundaries really. So we're able to discuss whatever and being able to accept it both ways.
I think one thing, Lou, that's really good about this is majority of the time when something is going on. Of course, when good things are going on, it's easy to be open. It's easy to communicate. It's easy to talk about, right?
Yeah.
But majority of the time, if something's kind of hard or difficult or something that we're going through processing, whatever it may be, challenges, because we all have them, right? Mm-hmm. And even if sometimes it seems like there isn't a challenge going on, most likely everyone's dealing with something, right? I mean, has there been times that you felt like you're kind of going through a change and sometimes it's been difficult and most people probably have no idea that you've been going through it?
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of times I know that, like, one thing, especially as my siblings get older, I can watch them mature. Like, whether it's my older siblings or Hunter getting older or whatever, I can watch them mature. And I know when I need to give them space, when they need a minute, whenever. I just need to be open and accepting this is not really what we were talking about, but as they are growing and going through stuff, being a teenager, we need to allow each other to have their space.
And I think with that, though, how many times has when somebody's been going through something, other people are around to make sure that they're still protecting that person during those changes?
Right, because when we're open with each other, we know when we need to have each other's backs more.
That's
like,
right.
I know that my siblings know when I'm going through stuff. They actually do take the extra step, go out of their way and have my back more, whether we're out in public or literally just with each other. If if whatever happens, they always have my back.
That's right. And they're protecting you by listening and hearing the things that you're not actually saying, but you're saying. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yeah, because they know me so well. They know my love languages. They know my personality. They know me so well because they try that they know when something's going on.
Which I think is really interesting because then typically when those kind of things are going on, they'll come and talk to me about it. You know, like if you know something's going on with one of your siblings, you'll be like, hey, Mom, I just want to give you a heads up. You know, maybe Abby, Bella, or whoever is going through something. I can tell because of this. Right?
Right, because then Mom can always fix it. Because sometimes when we're going through stuff, it's easiest to go to Mom first. And then maybe we can tell our siblings. But, like, it's easiest to go to Mom and Dad first. Because they're like, you know, they're our tower, they're our safe place, they're our covering. So we can go to them first and know that they won't tell everybody or whatever.
Right.
So let me ask this for somebody out there that's listening to this that maybe is, you know, they're on their journey learning how to parent or and they want to keep getting better. I would assume that's who our audience is, you know, people that are trying to learn and grow just like we do. As a kid, when you're going to your, you know, either me or Mom with something that's bothering you, whether it's a conflict between one of your siblings or even something going on with just you in general, how do you want us as parents to receive what you're bringing to us?
Yeah, so I know that one thing on my part, I know I gotta watch. If it's a really busy time, Mom's trying to get between phone calls and everything, that's not the right time to drop the news.
Okay, so timing matters.
Right, timing matters.
Don't just bring your stuff at any moment and hope to get the perfect response. You know, if we're in the middle of a coaching call or if Mom's in the middle of doing something really busy or if we're about to walk out the door or whatever, right?
Yeah, and we know that pretty much past 8 o'clock at night is not a good time. And pretty much earlier than like 9 o'clock in the morning is not a good time because we're just getting ready to relax. We know that in the afternoon, maybe on a day that's not as busy and they're just, you know, sitting around having fun with all of us, we could be like, hey, Mom and Dad, I want to tell you about something. Whenever you get a chance, can you come back to me?
Well, how did you learn that?
Mistakes. And I know that my parents told me that, like, just don't do it when I'm in the middle of a call because I'm not trying to give you the cold shoulder or whatever. I'm just trying to focus because I can't pay attention to 20 things at once.
Which I think is so key for parents to understand that, honestly, we want to be engaged. I want to hear everything going on. I am very much interested, wanting to help, wanting to be involved. Just sometimes timing isn't perfect. Now, of course, just like everybody, I'm sure you've brought things to me and I'm like, you know what, this is a great thing. Can you give me an hour and I'll come back to it type thing. But how important that is to know that majority of the time we try to bring it at a time that we can actually discuss it instead of feeling rushed during that time or not in the best, you know, space right then. I will tell you also, though, like if it's something serious that can't wait for the perfect timing. I mean, our kids have always had, you know, an open door policy with us. They can bring whatever they want. So even if it's at the end of the night and it's not the perfect timing,
right?
You know, we'd rather get it out in the open than not at all.
Right. Like if it's like something that happened to you that day, like whatever, your friend hurt your feelings or like something, you have something going on with you and they pointed it out in a rude way or whatever. And you're like, I feel really bad about this. This is on my mind. Can I just tell you, you know? Because sometimes if they just hear it, it feels so much better. That's 90% of the battle, getting it over with and telling it.
Yes, that's the key to the whole thing, is getting it out.
Yes.
Versus just bottling it up.
Right, because bottling it up is then when it all explodes, and then it's an even worse thing. Because if you bottle it up for too long, then it's all going to explode at the wrong time, most likely, and then it's going to be even worse than if you just told in the first place.
And I think a key to this too is typically when especially the big girls tell me, "Hey, Mom, I want to talk to you about something." What do? I come in, I sit down on your bed.
Yep.
I typically grab your hand.
Yeah, because she's still like I listen through the podcast. Love languages are unconditional. So whether you're talking about something disciplining, like she still gives us physical touch. She still is like, I'm so proud of you for fixing this up. You know, she still has quality time with just one of us. You know, she doesn't get done with the conversation and be like, well, now you need to, I'm not going to help you today anymore. You know, love languages are unconditional. So she'll give us our love language. She'll let us know that we're loved first, because you can't just jump right into the criticism. You have to smooth into it pretty much with the love language. And we've learned that with each other even. But then Mom will hold her hand and be like, okay, what's going on? And then we have to discuss it, tell everything. She's like, while we're here, tell me everything. So, yeah.
So if you're going to give advice to parents out there that, when your kids are looking to bring things to you as a parent, you would say that it makes a big difference that they remember what your love languages are, right? That they eliminate any other distractions going on at the time and just focus solely on you. In other words, the phone's not in their hand. It's not like, okay, I'm sitting here or I'm out the door and, just kind of talk to me while I'm moving kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like real focus, right?
Right. I know for me, quality time isn't my number one, but it's, one of my top ones. But I know that having distractions, one of my siblings coming up and asking them something, that really is hard for me, because like, if I'm getting upset about it or whatever, I don't always want my siblings to always know about it.
Right. So you even want a parent like Mom, me, whatever, if we're talking and Mom's in there sitting on your bed, if another sibling just walks in because they don't know what's going on, you appreciate what Mom says. Hey, listen, you need to give us a few minutes. We're in the middle of a conversation, right?
Yeah, because it also shows me that she prioritizes this time. It's not just like it's not that she doesn't want to spend time with the other kid. It's just that she's prioritizing me right now.
And I think that's the key to the whole thing, is typically when something's going on that's maybe difficult to discuss and stuff like that, making sure that you as a person coming to have that discussion can feel like this time is dedicated to that situation.
So that I can be fully open, because if they're not fully engaged, I can't be fully open.
And what do we normally end our conversation with at the end? Is what?
Everything's going to be okay. Life will go on. Let's fix it now.
And I always say, if you don't tell me,
yeah, it's not going to be better. Because like I remember our parents telling us, it's okay if you make mistakes. Like, it's always going to be okay, but you can't lie about them. You can't hold them in. You just got to tell us.
And I say, and we'll fix it together.
Yep.
No matter what, we'll fix it together. We'll go with you. We'll fix it together. You're never alone. And therefore, I think there's confidence in knowing that I'm not going to have to just go do this and figure it out on my own, even though I'm scared, even though I'm nervous. Somebody's going to hold my hand the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So direct focus on you, avoiding other kids coming in, so that way you can be as open as you can be, good eye contact, fulfilling your love language along the way. And I would say probably the last thing that I can think of that comes to my mind is when you have stuff building up and it's a busy time for us, that we don't just like forget to still have the conversation. Even if we can't have it right now or even today, we won't forget.
Yeah, because I feel like once you get enough confidence to be like, Mom and Dad, I need to tell you something. If they forget, then you have to go through it all over again. You have to tell them all over again. You have to bottle it up all over again. It just feels like you have to do it all over again after you already had the confidence to do it. So when they remember, it means a lot.
I think it's such a key, especially for parents, to hear that, Crissy, because sometimes, we have so much on our plate, and if our child comes to us, because we all love you guys so much, that we have to make sure that, okay, when I am done with these calls today, or if I am done with, coaching, or if I am done with whatever work I need to get done for the day, that I come back and I say, hey, Crissy, I know you wanted to talk, and I initiate it. I take the time, because I put it on my calendar that at this time during the day, I'm going to make that happen. And I think too, sometimes, parents, timing for you might not be the timing for your kids, but I will tell you, when kind of bigger situations have happened where it takes time to slow down and hear what my child has to say, sometimes that means I've had to tell them, you know what, homework can wait.
Yeah.
You and I are going to go work on this. Or, cleaning up that over there can wait. Because maybe the timing for me is right then. And, schooling isn't more important than that conversation we might need to have right then. Or, cleaning up over there isn't as important, right? So sometimes I pause what you're doing. Yeah,
because when we have something on our mind, I feel like that's my big priority. I'm like, I want to get this over with no matter what I do. No matter if I have to do all my homework tomorrow. I want to have this conversation to get it over with because that's more important to me.
That's awesome. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. And we have great news. You get more of us. You can expect new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So be sure to consistently tune in with us and enjoy our show. See you next time.